few days, hasn't it? Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Freminet was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Hi there, lady.
Well... It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh? Did you just pour some tea? Paimon's never seen that couple.
Don't be frightened. I'm just...
Who's that voice?
Huh. Have you...
Wait. You are familiar.
The voice from the sky, hmm? You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sense... Consider me a passerby. Just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple. The prophecy. Yes. What has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Teyvat so easily be changed? Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? It all sounds real.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are ultimately... Fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do... This was good tea, by the way. Thank you.
The voice. All right. Hey, it's you who's getting late.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue.
Did she have pink hair?
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. You remember, I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people...
That's right! Paimon's glad to...
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before, huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods...
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N sense of... But I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd be... Well, suffice it to say that the hags at least...
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a...
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally...
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she...
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now. Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now.
I see. I feel that same sense of... I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be so. But even so, perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work, it was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler, Paimon suddenly feels... Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to... Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in my recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report, a blonde adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the Tales of the Traveler contains journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos, she hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead? Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos... Are you running away?
Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cap. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a Today we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former when Caesar passed away. Were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies. I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing
My apologies. These two are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former Magic Maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And...
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but...
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions.
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel, and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but...
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened to...
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So...
Uh-oh. This is getting...
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you!
Another day, I'm...
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say?
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask...
Sorry, my good...
Oh, hey! Edmondo. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed, never heard... and he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot...
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much...
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
Can't blame you. I can't even hear it.
But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
Sweet people.
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this...
I think so too. We need... That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off?
Hey! Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs.
What kind of bad thing?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you... That's not a good sign. You're...
And there he goes.
Shh! I think we're being watched. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards.
We're here! Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems...
Wait, did he really say something?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat—
But why would it...
Well, Paimon does—
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you...
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have these 2 slices are for you? Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making...
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding... I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious.
This is about what you want.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us—
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a jerk...
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
I want to bright as fuck.
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in... So, she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real dirt.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive...
Huh? So your article in the paper...
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah, are we
I don't
even...
know why, but she feels brighter than literally everybody else.
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to...
Oh, in that case, we'll just...
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to...
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example...
Huh, that's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day... If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist, first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit... Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up... And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic. But I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Teyvat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, we've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't you mean, still traveling? Huh. Feels like it'll grow mold, but it's still better than the Fortress of Meropide, that's for sure. It's not only
So the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia.
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide. Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée fan-
A riot?
Well, that said, Lady Furina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, the crowd continued to grow and protest against the Hydro Archons.
So people have started to put the blame on Furina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel...
So what happened after that? Is Furina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, She claimed that the Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize...
So, you mean...
That's right. The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god, after all. Good. Monsieur Neuvillette sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry. This is more than enough to go on. Thanks for...
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. And...
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place, and as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of... When Neuvillette was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, it would be hard for her to ignore being accused. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer. In that case, there's not a moment to live. This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her. Huh, that's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. I'm sorry. Give up, Farina. I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Other than... Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just...
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost...
Farina, you were crying just now.
What do you mean, tear stains? Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? They even dare to tout their Archon! I must teach them a lesson. Oh, and I'm sure Neuvillette and those people from the Marechaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too!
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid that's against the rules.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up. This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick!
What?
Hurry, they're almost here!
Fine. I suppose haste. I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillette's made some emergency...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson...
it's true. I've been investigating. I once had informants all over Teyvat. I've tried all kinds of... But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have... Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean, indeed. I've thought about giving up. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry.
Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maid. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I...
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just...
Cher, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard. And if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then...
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes now. Without further ado...
So this is what it is. Yes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalors, the god of justice.
May I interpret these words as your refute? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor.
You would draw your blade?
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on?
Wow, how utterly...
Lady Furina!
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be...
Looking for excuses again?
I raised my hands just now to... I will admit that I've been running away. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable... You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. But now, I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world that this time. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical... Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of fun...
Woohoo! Oh, now we're... Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak.
Hey there, loser. I'm almost done with France. I feel like this is the look.
Please allow me to ask, just how much work did you do to force me onto this
I'm listening,
stage?
don't worry.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward.
Navia, the president of the...
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
You love this
I
quest?
changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a... Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene. So, we arranged for a second group.
So, you mean...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the opera, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson was an Archon. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance. Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to we had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion... Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage,
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the...
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me just... You'd make sure that I didn't... Before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Oh?
It's fine. It matters not. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share.
Huh? Oh, so she's here. Oh, Lev Hyman's. So she's already. Wait, then that means this document is a. So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, all right?
You defeated the words of someone as extraordinary as a witch.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervylette. There's no need. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been in... Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the...
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a...
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but...
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead... Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super...
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fool. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show. If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false...
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If I was not the Archon, then how did I...
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess...
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as...
A curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble the type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina...
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of... One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
That doesn't sound right. Paimon did... You tried to reference the
That way
Oratrice.
it was. That makes sense.
You
Since
as
aren't
confused
convicted
as all the
after
rest of us
you're
when the
convened
Oratrice
and not
declared
guilty.
Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold.
I never thought you'd use...
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all...
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and... Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned...
The real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been... You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are...
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my...
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you...
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their... Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen...
Isn't that?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with...
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't... I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The what, please? You've got...
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has come...
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents, too?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what ground...
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute...
Yeah, I generally know everything. I don't know what this part would be though,
That doesn't...
so I'm gonna have to just guess. Okay, we've only got one left.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere...
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this real... Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, including those... So, Miss Furina, would you... If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the sea... But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more... I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler...
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many...
If Lady Furina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all...
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina.
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now? I really am...
Miss Siegewing? If you're present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and
Siege, don't be nervous. It'll just take... That should be...
Please announce the results of your event.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms. She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial sea...
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Furina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get...
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally... However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve. We don't want anyone else to...
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have... I can't...
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't? Also, if I was really just a human...
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to—
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Will Sway Council is two-stepped against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is guilty.
Okay.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No,
Isn't that correct?
However, the exact word would be punished via...
That's actually one of the available sentences?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very...
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things, so she told—
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommend... Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never... But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Arc.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Freminet! You finally made it!
Mm-hmm. Any mission...
Is that the first prophecy slate?
Fremi exists, hell yeah.
So the name privately arranged for Freminet
awesome.
to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Freminet. Please allow me to review... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing...
Huh? So what do you see?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Huh? Isn't a Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? So when you say Hydro Archon...
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be... However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But this must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people? That reminds Paimon, didn't we also... Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea. The Hydro Archon... We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first.
We know from the case of End the first stones, this might be the... Perhaps what is about to take place, the true sin of the Hydro and the original sin cast down... It's not as simple as when Navia fell into the sea. Her consciousness was the stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Prophecy from the Fortress of Mara. If we hadn't dealt with it in time...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the... The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take... The eruption of the primordial sea at the Fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to... The stone slate's content can all be verified by...
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
Weird.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty.
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected.
Yeah! Isn't the image here just like... So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will... Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the... Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative. I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race, and thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death.
This really might be too much information for your regular fine.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water, they have not been dissolved, which implies that the water the nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water... You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others, who intended to hold a trial to determine... Therefore, the meaning of that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro... Yes, it referred...
I think I'm following now. So, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be...
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small... About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of Primordial... However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small... As for the root cause of the catastrophe,
It's the fucking whale.
This eruption was just a small warning.
It was both dream.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that...
The truth, the original sin.
It's the fucking whale. Child, where are you? Come here. Fuck you, whale. Fuck you.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well that whale does not belong to Teyvat. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians...
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of... Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of...
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creep...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with... Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed,
let's go
it
kick
could
its
still
ass.
survive.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should...
I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes. What has been... Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives, ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide.
What's happening with the Oratrice?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina!
No, I still need answers.
Put some shoes on.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor? Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the Heavenly Prince.
Deceiving the
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria, for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophet, and as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanid?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind
Here
only
comes
a
the
self
funny
that
part.
was as naive. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect.
Here's the funny
She
part.
was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive... Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone weep in order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled.
Oh, hi, Pedro.
I invited Furina to be an actress.
What are you doing, buddy?
To play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy.
Come here, buddy. Come lay down with me. Please don't lay down my headband. What the? I kind of need this cord. Pedro. Pedro. You were laying on my cord, buddy. You were laying on my cord. Quit being a little pain in the butt. You know you're doing something. You know you're being a little pain in the butt. Hold on. Doggy break. Little pain in the butt, Pedro.
Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the...
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been far, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
It's time. How about I talk to you as Furina?
Oh, who permitted you to come onto this stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. I am Focalors. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Bow your head.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Balls.
Furina. Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly.
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die?
Oh, don't worry. Magical, I will tell you how to say.
Oh, goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. Huh? Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But
how will I do this?
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you remember. Your true challenge will not be
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, but I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it. The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, in truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but as the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting? Right. Mirmi said that. Calm down, Furina. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a... Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were...
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalors, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Stop. That hurts.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Mwah. Please quit hurting me, Pedro. I love you, but if you keep hurting me, you're gonna have to be on the floor.
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House in... Besides, none of these trials were the one...
If I may be so impertinent, what...
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end...
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought.
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously.
Pedro,
Oh, no.
you're in the
Do
way.
your duties.
Stop.
The trial I await. It will come one day.
God, you're so dumb looking, Pedro. You're adorable.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Oh, I'm afraid that... All right. Deuteria, is it?
You remembered me. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you. You're such a gentle and wise God.
Stop scratching me.
Thank you once again. On behalf
That
of my
hurts.
son.
Thank you. Just lay down like that and I'll pet you whenever I can.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the font...
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they...
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods, after all.
Pedro, lay down, you little wet waffle.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine. All right.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've...
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed. I don't think I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
You little soggy waffle, Pedro. Little soggy waffle, Pedro.
Lady Farina, I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame...
And what a fine family yours is. What?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power.
So interminable. Hundreds of years. I never imagined, have I?
reached my limit. No. I want to tell someone. And I have conducted so many investigations across the centuries. All I can do
You
is
okay?
keep heart.
You look like you're on drugs, Pedro. Calm down.
It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Yeah? Is that so? You little soggy waffle. Ugh, Pedro, that's disgusting. Ugh, Pedro, ugh, that's disgusting.
Farina, you don't have to, although I don't know what you might be keeping.
Calm down, bud. Calm down. Nope, you're all over the place. Stop. No, stop it. Why do you look like that? Oh, I don't know how to explain it, but you look like one of them worms from SpongeBob. You look so dumb, Pedro. You look so dumb. Really? Ugh, Pedro. Ugh, that's disgusting. Oh, you threw my phone. Wow, Pedro. Wow. Wow, Pedro. I can't believe you. You threw my phone. Wow. So mean of you, Pedro. Throwing my phone. Hold up. Hold on, Pedro. Hold on, you little soggy waffle. Okay? How does it feel? I'm being super impractical right now. You getting angry? You're a little soggy waffle. Yeah? Is that so? Rah, rah, rah. You're so stupid, Pedro. You're so stupid. You know that? You're so dumb. You got something to say?
Share my burden.
Yeah? Really, Pedro?
That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
Oh god. Being attacked. Yeah? You got the zoomies now? Oh, really? You got something to say, Pedro?
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone.
Hi. What are you doing, you little idiot? God, you're so adorable.
Just share it with me.
And you look so
I'm
dumb.
what you'd call a witness.
Hi, Peppers. What are you doing? Come here. Come here, princess. Come on. Yep, jump. There you go. Good girl. You got all sorts of stuff going on over here, huh, girly?
A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show
Pedro?
on a stage, then you're just a
Come here.
spectator.
Come on.
aren't you?
Get up here. Oh, Princess Peppers. Come on up here. Mwah. Mwah. Peps, be nice. Mwah. 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 Peps, be nice. Quit being a little pain in the butt.
But if things don't play out as expected,
Peps, quit that.
the ones to pay the price. No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish.
Peps. Mwah. Mwah. Pedro. Mwah. Peps, be nice. Quit growling. Quit that growling. Quit that growling, girly. Quit that growling.
But what if, Farina, you've worked so hard? Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? If you let this opportunity, think about it long and hard.
Okay, that hurt a little, Peps. Calm down.
No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance.
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never won?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
What are you doing, girl? Just sitting there staring at me as I watch my game?
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Udex of Fontaine has pinpointed. I'm sure you've long sensed. I'm sure you've.
Oh.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a... It now seems that that person was you.
And then I became one with the Oratries, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understand. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill. Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within, but really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan.
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet. Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved. Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principle stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that so, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land. When you regain...
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. for the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Well, these bubbles are part of how Furina got one of her abilities. If I remember right, she catches one of these bubbles right here, and that bubble is what makes up her her second summon, the one for whenever you swap her skill. Rather than her summons, it makes up the pillar one. That's why it doesn't take the form of an animal. It takes the form of an Oceanid. And that Oceanid is supposed to be a fragment of Focalors.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Because on top of that, we have to keep in mind, at this point in the story, Furina technically doesn't have powers. Like right now, she currently does not technically have powers. She doesn't have her vision yet. She gets her vision after this. So, this and moments leading up to this actually affect her vision. So, that's how that one summon, it's called the Singer of Many Waters, but that's how that one's affected by this. Is that it's supposedly an Oceanid, and it's a fragment of what Focalors was.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved...
It's time to end this.
Can you say just a moment?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means. I now have the ability to... We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry, Traveler. Now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enact come with...
Yeah, let's go kick his ass.
The hour of execution has...
Where's Child at? We need to kick that thing's ass with him. Let's get him, Newbie, and me. We're gonna beat that fucker. What the fuck is this team?
I've already done my best to separate the power of the planet. Considering the fundamentals, I cannot reach the power source. Unless find a way
The
to
fuck
attack
are you
it.
doing, game? Why did you not let me pick my team?
Dragon's power. We shall look for an opening. I can feel the sorrow turning into hostility. The tides beckon. Settle down. The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chaos will present itself.
Oh, fuck this game. I'm using food buffs.
Settle justice is blindsided. I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment. Use my power to press its roots from within. Silence!
Bring it!
Bow your head.
Oh, come on. I was setting up for the weak phase. Black hole that motherfucker. Hell yeah, Skirk, hell yeah.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually... they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
That power.
Paimon has an idea. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the...
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all...
Miss Skirk?
The point...
Well, being that this pet, so what sort of person is your master?
Oh, right. So you... His name is Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous.
The fa...
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexens are...
Oh, so you do... Be honest, I also heard all, but I suppose you understand.
Huh?
They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. That the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's as such. The Fontaine back on the surface, in other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in—
What?
Not to worry. Focalors has...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Damn, France is gone. They hit the second tower.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Hell yeah.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue. Hurry!
Hey! Lend a hand!
Hell yeah, underwater trees.
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong. The Soul renewed. The Spina di Rosula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rosula. And we spoke of old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, lunar brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once-over. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Courier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute.
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around...
Are you sure?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on! Let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
Hell yeah. Kick that whale's ass.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, what does this have?
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies. And our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as...
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour
Huh? You're here?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really...
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callas.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel. About what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of...
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Clorand at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather.
How did it go? Was it a good
Damn it.
Not bad.
I was gonna take a
Your addition
screenshot.
Really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that in.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sigewinne, who told Monsieur Neuvillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete and...
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you...
So I can make it down the floor from here.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the
Of course.
Realistically, I haven't,
Our
and
dear Miss Charlotte.
this entire prison is the reason why I never finished my Archon quest. I hate this prison.
It's an honor to finally
And navigating
No
it.
need to thank me. But
Of course, of course.
all right then.
It makes me feel trapped in the game. Makes me feel like I don't have any options.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face.
Sir, please don't say.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be?
No, I just. This is my.
Now, I might actually did meet Mr. Edwin once, and I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. I got more of that genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated. Still, if I might ask.
Looks like Charlotte's turn.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory.
Really? Well, then
I
in
don't
that
really get
case,
lost
could I
too
have an
much,
interview with you?
but it just feels like operating a maze. It feels unnecessarily lengthy, and it's like I'm not moving around enough to make it feel like I'm actually doing anything. It sucks.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you...
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try?
Ah, Siege.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on, Miss Siegewayne. Over this way. Let's find a brighter
That's
spot.
why I haven't finished Fontaine, and why I was stopped in the prison.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the front?
Same old, as you can see.
Other than that flying ship, I got a tad.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, just pity.
I'll just leave the spotlight. I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his...
Oh, actually, what about you?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Verina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. All right, last stop, the docks.
The hems of my pants are still dripping.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the dock.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of get?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would...
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure.
Lynette sure is working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show event.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. So, how have things been, Traveler? Father says that you did a great deal.
That's all right. We were more than...
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. After Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Nervilette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's Gnosis to...
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, it could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to
That's true, but this isn't...
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Nervilette has had a significant...
So there's some...
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? But back to the topic. The Gnosis was given to the knave, right?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Father!
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done...
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as Harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable. Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is... As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision?
All right.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled dinner.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
We already have one.
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I guess this must be life. Sarah will leave fated friends. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good...
Well, guess who sent Charlotte, huh? Shall we go see what Neverlette's doing? As long as he's not so busy. Points for agility. The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there! Are you running away? To have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things.
Aw, Paimon glad that you remembered. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine
It is strange how words can...
destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the...
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to... Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Ejiri, but so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Orator, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got it back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans. Were the children they had...
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the fountain?
Yeah! Lynette said the fountain is where all...
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere... Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way, it seems like this ritual won't be of any further use. But it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. When we spoke to Linny earlier, we guessed that there might be some reason...
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something. In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on.
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal. I can finally catch the scent of your... It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons. But with something very similar to a god's... I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you...
Of course, you should have the remains of the third descender.
Remains?
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe...
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity, but I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you...
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young. And I have never returned to the surface since. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is why there are so many problems and all. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune. To prevent any to live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall...
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my... personal thoughts.
This third descender you refer to, who are they?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just... If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger, then.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on.
The remains of the third So that's what the no-sees actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk. I guess that you might already be familiar with it. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy, comparing the Traveler to the dead Third Descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Oh, what the fuck? I am awake.
Yes. All...
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a... I suspect not.
Hello.
Once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like that, life flows like water.
Good morning.
And rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain
You're new
falls
here?
fairly
I
upon
see.
all.
I have a new viewer. I see. Huh? What happened?
And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
There we go. Fucking finally. I think this one's 54. Hell yeah. I think that's C4. How's my nap? Pretty damn good, not gonna lie. Fuck yeah, C4 Yansan. Oh cool, I actually unlocked it. Good. Are you asking how I am? I'm pretty good. How are you? That's good. Sleep deprived. Relatable.
Help but feel that you bringing
On
me
more
here
levels than I'd like. Also relatable.
I'll ensure you're safe.
You need some melatonin. I need all sorts of stuff. Oh, but Blady, I need to fight this. I need to fight this on my own, buddy.
Strike it up!
Settle down.
You can help. I got this. Don't worry. You can help in a moment. Actually, it might be faster for me to just do this on my own, because I only need, what, one more run?
Silence! The tides beckon. Bow your head.
Okay. Oh yeah, son. Okay, grab the wish. Another one done. Good. I'll take Sayu real quick.
What shall we do?
Actually, hold on. This might be better with my mono team.
Keep your eyes wide open.
Utensils out.
Silence!
Be sanctified.
Settle down! An oversight on my part.
Adaptive frosting!
And there we go. Need 3 more fights, and then I'll be able to take her up. Good. You're gonna try to get some sleep? Alrighty. Good night. Best of luck. If you don't sleep, you'll be back. Alrighty. You think I should sleep too? Nah, I've had enough sleep, probably. But I am in fact done with my Genshining for the day. Almost, actually. Hold on. I still have fragile, or not fragile, condensed. So let's see. Too much Genshin? I know, right? It's putting me to sleep. Genshin's killing me, man. It's killing me. I hate yawning sometimes because I make that weird sound with it. It's almost like a, I don't know, it's like, they're light, leaders, lighter, fuck, what? I was trying to find a way as to how the hell that made sense in that content, or context.
The tides beckon.
Tried my hardest and it just didn't work.
But it poses no threat
What the
to me.
fuck? Okay, Newbie's dead. Fuck this. I'm so fucked over here. I feel like if I remember right, this is just Hydro Slimes.
Off to the freezer! Cha! Yeah! Cha! Ra! Yeah! Ka! Cha! Ra! Goose on the loose! A little remove boosh!
Silence! To the bearing, to the bearing.
Yeah! 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 Off to the freezer! Huh. Yeah! 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 Ha! Cha! Cha! Ra! Ha! Yeah! Yeah! Cha! Yeah! Strike a pop!
Be sanctified.
You win this battle.
Can't believe I'm finally almost done. Soon we can play Roblox together, guys.
The show begins! A little amuse-
Bow your head. Cut down. Yes, you win.
Hell yeah. Now I've got a decent amount of books, so I can take somebody else from 70 to 80. Oh, I did not mean to click that, fuck. Sayu, you're next on the list, honestly. Dude, my character list is almost fucking done. I've got 3 here, okay? 3 that need to go 70. And then 5 that need to go to 70. I only have 8 left. Can y'all believe that shit? It's fucking wild. I'm happy. It means every character that I own will be at a point where I could level, or where I could use them. I just need to level talents next. Which would be easier. You'd die if you were me? Damn. Just fucking explode. Like the end of the Gremlins movie. Alrighty. What about their name cards? I don't quite have them all yet. Still working on those. Hold on, let's go look at friendship. Okay, so these ones, of course not. Official, Navia. Actually, I'll just go down the list. I ain't saying their names. It's too much effort. So over half my units are at Friendship 10. And then including my main team. But Escluffy is at 9. I actively use her though. And then Molani also is still going up. Since I have her in my teapot.
This realm is... If you ever have...
Where does Molani sit? No. She's almost there. Should be like another week. Maybe 2. She's cute.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.
No. I don't like Lisa. Or Miko. Or Raiden. Or Yelan, she's not cute. Dia either. Clarin's not cute. I still like Clarin. Keqing is cute, but I don't like her. Keep in mind, I'm talking cute, not attractive. Candace isn't cute. Salonen isn't cute. The rest of these are cute. Rosaria's not cute. Sara's not cute. I wouldn't say Beto's cute either. She's hot, but not cute. Aloy's not cute. Lisa's not cute. Xinyan is. I don't really care for Yunjin, but she is cute. Ningguang, not cute. Chevreuse isn't really cute either. Barbara's not cute, she's just fucking annoying. Lynette is very cute. Farazan, not really cute either. And then Kali's adorable.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate.
Blade's not cute. He's hot.
Pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
What the fuck do you expect? Before Mighty came out, I was a Blade main. Now I'm a Blade and Mighty main. And Sparkle, of course, but I don't count her because I'm counting DPS mains. Barbara is fucking annoying. What do you mean?
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine.
What? She
I
is.
will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
She's Little Miss, I'm too perfect for this shit. And I don't like that. Like, she is a fucking stalker. And, you know, most normal people would be worried by the fact that they have a stalker. No, she's like, oh, okay. You know? And we offer to get rid of him for her, even though he makes her job harder. And she's like, no, it's okay. He's fine. Like, come on. She's literally Little Miss too perfect for this shit. She's just a baby? She is not just a baby. She is an annoying bitch. I will voice my opinions about Barbara. I do not like her at all. The only useful thing about Barbara in any form, whether it be personality or kit, is her C6. Well, and her C2. Those two are actually useful. Nothing else. Nuvi, I swear to fucking God. Ah! You're driving me crazy. I sat here and listened to your voice so fucking much today. I don't want to hear your yapping, motherfucker. Sorry, I'm going crazy. The fuck happened to the group chat? Not the Luigi. Sorry, I'm checking my notifications real quick. Getting rid of every notification I have. You freaking love water, yeah? Specifically Blade's bathwater, or just every water? Panera Bread water? Never had it. Well, what do we do now, guys? What do we do now? If we don't pick something, I'm about to fall back asleep. Roblox? Alrighty, I'm gonna swap games then. I will be back in a moment, guys. Let me just, where's the end stream button?